Hi, everybody. Okay, hi, I'm Malia, and I'm 13 years old, and today I'm going to be sharing about something that I overcame from the last couple months, which is fear. And if it wasn't for what God did to me in the past couple months, I would not be standing right here sharing this with you. Okay, a couple months ago, I was training for the junior lifeguard program with my brother Micah and Shekinah, and we were swimming in the third lagoon. And for me, it's different when I swim in a beach and a pool, because at a beach, you get, I guess, more scared of what's underneath you and what you can't see. So for me, when I'm swimming in the beach, when I can't see my feet, I panic, and that's what I did. So when I was swimming with Micah and Shekinah, I looked down and I didn't see a thing. So I started panicking. I looked toward the shore and I started like swimming really fast because of what I couldn't see. Micah, he turned back and he was like, "Malia, what are you doing? Swim back here." But I didn't listen and I kept swimming. And my mom, who was on the shore, she saw me swimming back and she was like, "Malia, what are you doing? Go back." But I realized I couldn't be disobedient 2 times. That would be terrible. So I was stuck between 1, my fears, and 2, being obedient and overcoming what I knew would scare me. Micah and Shekinah stopped swimming about like 5 feet in front of me. "Come on, Malia, you can do it. You're so close." I was so scared. I couldn't even swim like 2 paddles. That was how scared I was. Crazy, right? The only way that I would go there, Micah had to swim to me and piggyback me all the way across. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, Micah. Oh, man. So the last couple months, I learned that 3 things are produced by fear: having no confidence or doubt, having a disobedient heart, and you not able to grow. So the first one, having no confidence or hiding in your shell. Why do we do this? As a Christian, this isn't good, because when people ask you about your faith, what do? You just shut down, say, oh yeah. And when people put God down, don't you want to like stand up for him, be passionate about him? Without confidence, you doubt God's power inside of you. Like Shiloh said, you have to remember that the same God that raised Jesus from the dead is in you. He is the same God yesterday, today, and forever. He will not change. I just wanted to share my favorite verse, Philippians 4:13. I think we all know this verse. "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." So from this verse, I learned that, well, whenever I was like scared or like, I would always say this verse, Philippians 4:13. And then another one, Joshua 1:9. Can everyone please turn there? This is my favorite verse above all. Joshua 1:9. "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." He's right next to you. Look right next to you and point like right here. He's right there. And then Luke 21:15. My mom shared with me with this yesterday, and I was really encouraged by it. Luke 21:15. "For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries will not be able to contradict or resist." Isn't that strong? Which your adversaries will not be able to contradict or resist. He will give you the words to speak. Okay, and the next one, which is produced by fear, is disobedience. Can everyone please turn to Numbers 13? Numbers 13, 1 through 2. "And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Send men to spy out the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the children of Israel. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, every one a leader among them." And down to 27. Then they told him and said, "We went to the land where you sent us. It truly does flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong. The cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites, the Jebusites, the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the banks of the Jordan." Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we are." And the children of Israel gave a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great stature." God gave Israel land, but when they went, they were scared because they doubted God's power. They doubted what God could do through them. Everyone except Joshua and Caleb were scared, and they disobeyed the voice of God. What was their consequence? Another 40 years in the wilderness. Now everyone knows the story of Jonah, and this is another good example of disobedience through fear. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh, preach the gospel there. But what did he do? He was so scared that he took a ship and he fled the other way around. He disobeyed. And what was his consequence? Being in the midst of a raging storm and in the belly of a fish for 3 days. I learned that blessings plus fear will equal disobedience, which leads to consequences. Now, Joshua and Caleb in Numbers, they had sound minds. They heard the voice of God, as Shekinah and Shiloh was talking about. And they didn't have any fear because they knew God and they knew his presence was in them. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, I think we all know this one. "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Now the third one, that we won't grow. Now, like a seed that needs proper soil to grow, when we have fear in our heart, that's like having hard soil. With fear, we focus on ourself. I can't do this. I am so afraid of this. I don't want to do this. That's all I. That's all me. We're looking at ourself and what we can and what we can't do. We're not allowing God's power to work in us, to work through us, because we're scared of what? Of man? Of failing? Of everything around us? We need to keep looking at God and let him be our focus. Proverbs 3:5-6. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." So, this is what I learned from my overcoming fear experience. We need to have faith that God is with us. We need to be confident in Christ who is in us. We need to obey the voice of the Lord. And we need to represent, be ambassadors, and stand up for Jesus who is the truth. Now, I'm not really afraid because I know that God is with me, that he's right here, that he protects me in everything. You know, the only thing we should fear is God. Thank you.